Hey family, like everything that I need to not happen just happened before this live. My headphones were supposed to be charged. They're dead. Actually, they're not even in there. Loud noises outside. I had to close the door. My phone's on 15%, but it's okay because we're gonna focus on the purpose. So this is gonna be pretty quick, but I wanted to hop in and, you know, there were a lot of you that expressed that you wanna join me in the 21-day detox. I've done a lot in my healing journey. I did, let's see, I've done a 3-day cleanse. I've done like a 7-day cleanse / detox. Hi. Not sure if it's Deisha or Disha. Let me know. Don't want to mispronounce it. But I've done a lot in the background of like my health journey, and it really kind of started when I had really bad tonsillitis, and that manifested itself in like really bad acne. Like I'm talking like really big pustules all over my face, and just a lot going on. Okay, Deisha, yes, okay. It was really rough, and I didn't know what to do about it. And then eventually it was like psoriasis outbreaks. The good thing I will say too is that like my skin has always communicated with me about health issues, like from day one, like since birth. So I always know like, okay, especially learning more in like African holistic practices and indigenous holistic practices, and studying, you know, how your body communicates with you. And a lot of people's body, they don't talk to them. And so we just end up, you know, going through life and thinking everything's fine. And then all of a sudden there's like horrible things like 0 to 100, 0 to cancer, 0 to, you know, leukemia and other things. And so for me in my journey, it's really been like, okay, my body's communicating with me. What is it saying? You know, what is wrong? What is the issue? So I can find the solution. And it's been a really big, really long and extensive and even sometimes crazy journey. And I really started paying attention to it a lot more when I ended up in the hospital when I was 19. And so after that happened, I was like, okay, I really need to get to the root of this and figure out what's going on. And that kind of pushed me into, you know, really understanding and connecting with my purpose, and, you know, overall supporting other women and men, specifically those of color, because we have that background of colonization and how literally our entire gut biome has been changed because of colonization. And that has affected not only our physical health. So like for us women, a lot of it is like the womb issues, you know, extended length of period, very harsh pains and aches, so many things. And then for men, prostate cancer, and so many other things. So it really was about, okay, how do we mitigate this and also acknowledge what our ancestors literally had to go through to survive, and how do we remove and detox ourselves from not only the historical aspect, but the societal pressure of mind, body, and spirit, the quote-unquote right thing to do, versus the holistic approach, which also, again, has the background of our history before colonization. What were the foods that kept us thriving, not just surviving? So that's a lot of like my centered and work in everything that I do, but it really just started with my own journey of seeing how physical aches and physical appearance of things came up on my skin. And then, you know, seeing my grandmother and seeing what she's dealing with, like she's had breast cancer, she's had heart issues, she has psoriasis and eczema. So a lot of those things, it all go back to your gut health, womb health, you know, heart health, being stressed all the time, all those different things are really taxing on us. And so we have to continuously be aware and create a new culture of healing within ourselves. That's not like, this is something I have to do, but more so like, this is something that it's just something that I do now. You know, it's not something that I have to do in our head, because when it becomes like a whole lot of work, that's more of a barrier between what we want to be versus, you know, things that we don't like and things that we wish that we could be or do. So, I'm going to be starting a 21-day detox. As I said, I've never done a 21-day detox. So I'm really excited about this. I've done like intermittent fasting. I've done that a lot. And cleansing, I've done a lot of cleanses and detoxes, but not for 21 days. That's also a challenge for myself, because I think I need a reset, and I believe many of us do as well, especially after, you know, COVID and who's coming into the summer, and so many things for me in my life has been just crazy, crazy good and crazy bad. And I realized that, you know, I definitely do emotionally eat. So like I could be really good, I could be doing really great, and then like if something crazy, horribly bad happens, which is important to mitigate those things in general. But, you know, now I'm like spiraling into looking for sugar and comfort foods and things like that. And it's hard because now I'm disappointed in myself, because I'm like, dang, I already knew, you know, I was aware of my choice, but I physically felt like the urge to eat the cookies or eat whatever it was, you know. So I was like, okay, well, July 1st, like I don't care what happens, what goes on, I'm gonna need to do this 21-day detox to detox my mind, get my mind back straight on, you know, focus on what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, who I'm doing it for, you know, why is this so important for me? And then again, on the body, because our body is what's going to fuel our purpose, what's going to be well enough to push us to be able to travel, to do all the amazing things that we want to do. And then of course our spirit, because at the end of the day, the physical response really, or the mental and emotional response as well, all comes from the way your spirit is feeling, is, you know, we constantly have to go back into that. And it's so insidious sometimes, the way that comes up, through social media, through random people and experiences, through relationships, and maybe our own thoughts. And so we have to protect ourselves, mind, body, and spirit as well. So it's the cleansing, the detoxing from those harmful thoughts, ideas, people, experiences, spirits. Okay, and also protecting it, so that way moving forward we're not continuously bringing new stuff in, which I think when you are a person that pursues the light and a person that is the light, you choose to be the light versus choosing to be darkness in other people's life, that you're gonna attract a lot of a lot of wounded and hurt people, and you can easily fall into it and just end up being absorbing everything, one, as an empath, and then two, just really spiraling. And so 21 detox challenge is really about centering back to ourselves, centering back to our purpose, and getting focused on what really matters to us, so that way we can show up more abundantly in our purpose, show up more abundantly and fulfilled in what we're supposed to do as a human in this life. So a few things that I think would be really helpful, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and like create like a little sheet with information and stuff, so that way everybody can follow along, for those that were interested and are interested. But yes, it's basically the first 7 days will be specifically on our mind. So clearing our mind, a lot of like affirmations, and you'll see. And then the next week is focused on the body, and the last week will be focused on our spirit. So really focusing on purpose, really focusing on the legacy we're looking to lead, and any other way that, you know, we can support our relationship with ourselves, soul care, and that way we can, you know, not be given out from an empty cup. And mitigating as much as possible the ways that our cup can be low in the first place, right? So having this shift in mindset of like, okay, I'm always going to, moving forward, have this culture of taking care of myself, mind, body, and spirit. And it is hard at first if you are not used to taking care of yourself, if you're not used to like putting yourself first. I feel like it's this whole narrative like, that's selfish, you shouldn't be doing this, and all this other type of stuff, all the mindset stuff. And it's just like, no, like a lot of that stuff has not worked and it will not work. So at some point there's gonna have to be a, you know what, this hasn't been working, I surrendered to this process, and I'm going to focus on me, and I'm gonna get myself together, you know, and I'm gonna heal deeper. I'm gonna work on the stuff that I know I need to work on, whether that was communicated through dreams, you know, communicated through other people, or lessons learned through very tough situations, which for me definitely has been all of the above. So definitely wanted to share that. I'll probably be sharing a link to that very soon, so look out for that. I think that was everything with the 21-day detox piece. Yes. So the other thing I wanted to share was about the Black Foster Youth Workbook. So as you all know, I wrote the Black Foster Youth Handbook, and it was published last year, and I've been working on the Black Foster Youth Workbook in the midst of other things calling me, you know. But I think what I've seen, because I kind of came to a standstill this month, was this entire different shift of what I want to do with this workbook. And so that's really where I've been like, I could just continue with this, but then again, my purpose and, you know, ancestors are telling me this is something even bigger than what you understand. So like, you're gonna have to revamp this, which is exactly what happened with the Black Foster Youth Handbook. So initially my launch date was gonna be July 29th, but I think with the entire process and what I've been understanding, downloading as much as I can, especially after this detox, I think I'm going to move my launch date to September 29th, which will be the 1-year anniversary of the Black Foster Youth Handbook. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to shift everything for that, but you can still pre-order right now. It's like 50% off. So if you're interested in that, I'll put the link probably in the comments, or I'll put it like right under the title of this video. Whew, it's really exciting. My business has been really expanding. I have now come to terms with, and for those of you that are entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, I have now been able to release the idea that I am going to do all the things, and only I can do all the things. Because the level of growth that I have experienced has been absolutely insane. And at this point, I'm looking to hire a team, because all the other directions that I'm getting pulled, you know, internationally, I'm like, I can't with all these other different pieces. And it's very, very exciting. And I'm also very excited to, you know, for anybody that is aspiring author, like I said, or in the same boat, then definitely reach out so I can send resources to you if you're feeling like very overwhelmed as a one-person operation. And luckily I have my husband and I have a few other people that have been supporting, but I think it's already time for me. It's been time, beyond time for me to go ahead and start hiring a team. So that's another really big update that I wanted to share. So I'll be creating a launch party event on Facebook. So on here, probably soon for the launch event for September, but I'll create the event probably after this, after I get off live. So you can check that out to be notified. And let's see, is there anything else? I think that's everything. Oh yes, the other thing I wanted to share was, so I found this really cool company called it's not called Juice Bay, but Juice Bay is really cool too. It's called Beyond Vegan Lifestyle, and I tried them last year, and the their order came really slow because of COVID, and they got like super overwhelmed. They're a small Black-owned business that's growing and expanding, but I think they just had too many orders, and so they did a lot of really awesome things for me. Like the order came, I think, like 2 months after I ordered my food. And so I was like calling and stuff, and they were like, oh, it's gonna come here and all this type of stuff. And then on top of that, it didn't come on time. But the cool thing is they've been completely revamping everything, and I've been ordering from them recently, like the past 3 weeks, and they've been like on the day of calling me all the things. So I think they've definitely been able to mitigate some things since last year. The pandemic was hard for a lot of business owners, a lot of people, and definitely hard for me. So I was like, I'm giving them grace because they're only human. I mean, there's only so much that they can do, and their food is so good. I've had so many like vegan stuff and plant-based stuff, and so the unique thing about them too is that they really focus on like Dr. Sebi's list of foods, and so everything is like alkaline, plant-based, like no dairy, eggs, and other things. I'm highly allergic to dairy, so I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, they have like juices, they have smoothies. Right now I've been eating an albondiga soup, but it's vegan albondiga soup. And then I had this, it was so good. It was like wrapped in seaweed. What was it called? It was called like a quinoa tamale, which doesn't even sound all that good unless you really love quinoa, but it was so good. Like I can't even express to you right now how good that was. I was so upset when I finished. I was like, no, like there has to be more. And there will be more because I already signed up for this subscription. But it's Beyond Vegan Lifestyle if you want to check that out. I really love their food. It's honestly the best that I've ever had. Like every time, even though at first, you know, it was rocky because of COVID, but it is what it is. Like I was struggling with all the book orders that I've had. Luckily I ended up having some support, so I know how it is. So it's just like, all right, you know, gotta give people grace. But I think that is all. I'm gonna create a document so that way it's easy to follow along, because I love documents that are easy to follow along. And even though this is gonna be like my first time doing a 21-day detox, I'm really excited. I hope you're excited for those that are joining. Also follow me on Instagram. Yes, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'll put that in there as well. Mrs. _ Ángela Banks. Ángela spelled like Angela, and then Banks. Because I'll be putting a lot more updates on there. I'll probably be doing like more lives on there daily, because I want to just kind of like, you know, chronologically have the progress of what I'm going to be doing, and how I feel and other things for those that are on the fence or like not ready. Yes, another thing that's really important to note is that just the fact that you're going to start, just the fact that you're going to, you know, do it is enough. Like even if it's 1 day, you know, even if it's 3 days, even if it's 7 days, 14 days, like even if it's half a day, like the fact that you are aware that you need to take a step back or detox from a person, an experience, your past habits, mindset, other things, is really, really essential. I believe in just human evolution in general. Because we need more aware humans. We need more people that are recognizing their own hurt, their own pain, their own trauma, their own discomfort, sadness, anger. And I think a lot of people don't And that's what causes a lot of problems. Well, that and also apathy, just not really caring that you're affecting anyone negatively. So we don't want to do that. We want to definitely recognize the different aspects of ourselves when our cup is getting low to empty. Like, okay, we're going to need to chill out for a second. And I'm going to need to take some me time so I can love me and be in the best place to give out the best energy and love and all the things. So be gentle with yourself. Like, nobody's perfect. I don't know 100%, how I'm going to do this. I'm just following, what I'm hearing from my ancestors, the gut intuition that I know is needed for a lot of people, including myself included. So I'm going for it, and it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to show up every day because that is who I am and what I've crafted myself to be. So I appreciate you all joining in today, and I hope you're having an amazing Sunday. I hope it's like you're getting so much rest and feeling so loved and cared about. And I can't wait to see you soon. All right, talk to you later. Peace.